Payments may seem simple on the surface, but what's actually going on under the hood? Gabriel Stefanak from DECTA will tell us the hidden challenges faced by fintechs looking to launch issuing or acquiring services and how to actually overcome this.
Definitely launching an issue and acquiring business is quite complex, and there are quite many roadblocks on the way. If I could mention just three of them, I would say number one is something what the majority of the industry agrees on, and is the complexity of obtaining a principal membership or scheme certifications. So this is a quite complicated process, and even though the schemes are working their best to make it easier, future issues and acquirers is still very, very challenging. And even with the help of challenger processors such as DECTA or consultancy companies, it's still very, very challenging. So that's number one for sure. The second one I could mention probably has something to do with the, let's say, brilliant mind of fintech founders or any entrepreneurs as such. I believe that once you have built a successful business, it doesn't have to be fintech necessarily. You are quite confident and you believe that the next endeavor will be equally successful. So very often we see that the future issuers and acquirers are quite confident, and they still exercise the idea of building a solution on their own. So there are many tech processors who have kind of full package components and full package solutions which are ready to be taken. But the founders are still believe that they can develop their own solution, maybe not the full solution, but part of the solution better and cheaper, which is in many cases unfortunately false. And the third one is probably not necessarily a roadblock, but I would say it's a sort of an important component of successful issuing and acquiring business, and that is people. It's the case for pretty much any business. You need to have the right people around you, starting from the product owners, product managers, people in the business development side, compliance, marketing, and so on. So I would say just bringing the best people on board is quite a challenge, who have experience and kind of the skill set to make the business successful.
Is there such a thing as a perfect mix between technical readiness and experience? Could you share a real-world example where a fintech with strong tech background had difficulties due to regulatory or operational blind spots?
Yeah, so this actually happens all the time, and there's not really a perfect mix, as you would imagine. The most cases when I see that this happens is in the acquiring business. So you can either become a principal member and have a kind of full-scale acquiring operations, but kind of the first step before that is become a PSP or payment facilitator. So you may have the best technology on board in the form of really good payment gateway with routing and orchestration. You may have great people on the business side, compliance side, but still you may struggle to onboard clients with the acquirers who are integrated into the payment gateway. And this is usually very, very challenging because you may have a good technological stack, you may have a good people on board, but still the compliance is always an issue, or can be an issue in some cases, as well as the regulation. So this is one of the examples from acquiring business. From issuing business, I can mention I've had recently a couple of cases of very successful fintech businesses operating in cross-border payments for 10 plus years. There was another example of a company who was providing currency exchange for SMEs in Central Europe for 20 plus years. Yet, when they were embarking on the issuing business, they found it quite difficult and challenging. And the project unfortunately prolonged or dragged for some time because they simply didn't have enough IT staff and IT resources on board. So it was another example from the issuing side.
Please share more about DECTA's FinTech Fast Track. What specific hurdles does it address, and how does it help startups get to market faster without cutting corners on infrastructure or compliance?
So DECTA FinTech Fast Track program was designed for future issuers and acquirers to kind of ease their way into the business. We are, in a nutshell, offering close to 100% discount on implementation fee for technological processing for future issuers and acquirers. And this will be done once per quarter. So each quarter, starting from Q1, we are choosing one issuer and one acquirer who gets this reduction on the implementation fees. Of course, there are some preconditions to be met. So the future issuer and acquirer should consider become a principal member with the schemes. They should have, of course, interesting business case in their pocket, and they should also consider embarking on similar programs with the schemes. So just like DECTA, also Masca and Visa have their own fintech fast track programs. And together with DECTA, we can definitely make the way into issuing acquiring business more seamless and effective. So this is in a nutshell what we offer. And again, it happens once per quarter where we choose one issuer and acquirer who can get significant discounts on the issuing maintenance and implementation fees.